Hi there, my name is Athol, answering your questions about love, sex, happiness, or anything. And if you have a question for me, you can send it to me at askatholanything@gmail.com. Alrighty, today's question, and this is a follow-up to an earlier video where I talked about building attraction in a wife whose love language is acts of service. And I talked about how the attraction is really a different question than the love language, the acts of service. So here's the question. How does this apply to stay-at-home dads? And this is a good question. And in short, this is exactly the same problem that stay-at-home dads have as stay-at-home moms have, in that you can be doing a whole lot of things that could easily be seen as an act of service: cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, childcare, all this sort of laundry. These can all be seen as an act of service, but the trouble is they all kind of sort of blend into the background of daily life. They don't really stand out, and most people don't find them super intimate and really hit that sense of this makes me feel warm and fuzzy about someone. And also the other problem is that they're not actually visible most of the time. You can be doing hours of acts of service, yet your spouse is at work, doesn't see any of it, doesn't hear any of it, and doesn't experience it, so it's like it never happened. So one of the things I would do would say I would be conscious about, okay, there's a handful of things that they really like when I do it for them. I can specifically do them and have that really hit the target of making them feel warm and fuzzy. So like I say, 3 hours of housework may get you as many points as 3 minutes of you're making a cup of coffee, you make one for them, you bring it to them, and you have that little point of contact. So I would try and separate out between the housework stuff and individual acts of service just for your spouse. The other thing I would do is say, okay, you got to start reporting and communicating about the good things that you are doing. If they don't see it and they don't hear about it, it didn't happen, therefore no points for you. So I would keep your wife updated of the things that you were doing. If you took the kids out and you went somewhere and you did grocery shopping or med appointments or help with homework or the arts and crafts or whatever it is, I would report that so you can actually get some points for it. All that being said, the biggest problem though is falling into that trap of the whole housework and being at home thing just turns into one big amorphous mess of stuff, and you forgetting to do the things that really will create attraction. And that means you have to plan your day, run a strategy to give yourself the time and ability to do the stuff that will create attraction. So if everything is, done and your wife is coming home from work, I mean, that can be your opportunity to go to the gym. I would certainly do things about dressing as well as you can. It's a super common complaint that your husbands have, that their stay-at-home wives turn into sweatpants slugs, and I would think that a woman coming home to a stay-at-home dad the same way would feel much the same. So I certainly work out, dress as well as you can. Do fun things. Go out and have the fun that you actually want. Do the hobbies that you want to do. Do whatever it is that is going to raise your energy level, because you're having a high energy level is pretty key to having high attraction as well. So I think you just have to be conscious that there is a natural sort of gravity well that you can fall into in terms of, let me do just all this caring, sharing, taking care of things, and forgetting to do the higher energy, more focused stuff that is going to create attraction. And I think that's about it. So targeted acts of service to actually connect, report all the good stuff you do, and then you have to consciously carve out and basically command time for yourself to do the things that will create attraction. And I think that's about it. I will leave it there. If you have a question for me, askatholanything@gmail.com, and like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye.